Hi everybody, welcome and thank you for joining me again. This will be a short one. I'll be back later with a longer video. It was supposed to be my birthday yesterday and the children had plans. But unfortunately I woke up the day before with a runny nose, scratchy throat, and I felt out of breath and have a terribly dry cough. So all I really wanted to do was get back into bed, cover my head and go to sleep. But I stayed up and later I felt better. Maybe I just needed a little fresh air. We have a lot of damp in the house this winter, although we had the leaking roof repaired last spring. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's the damp. Anyway, for the sake of my daughter and grandson, I dragged myself up and did indeed enjoy my birthday. I'm not going to go read the news about Harry, Meghan and Charles. I'll get back to it later today. All I wanted to point out to you today is this. You know, when you have a bag of apples or a bag of oranges and in the bag is one rotten apple, we all know that if you do not remove that rotten apple or orange, then very soon the apples or oranges next to it will become infected and rotten, and in a day or two you can dump the whole bag. Well, I feel that it is the same with the royal family and Harry and Meghan. Meghan is indeed that rotten apple which has already infected the one closest to her, namely Harry. But now they have to be removed because they are busy infecting the rest of the bag, namely the royal family. Charles seeing Harry is one thing, including Meghan is a whole different thing, okay? Now, I know, people will say, oh, but they married, oh, she would not allow the kids to go without her. You know what? Tough shit. Meghan is that rotten apple which infects everything she touches. You need a reminder? Just think of Spotify, Netflix, Lemonade. Love Meghan. Everything she touches ever, or as ever, shall we say, flops or drops in value, drops in integrity. I mean, look at the people she had been friends with. Those with real star quality, real value, all backed away from her very quickly. George and Amal Clooney being one couple I can think of very quickly. David Foster and Catherine McPhee. David was still nice to Harry. They still went to watch him play polo. But I must mention, when Meghan wasn't there, may I add. Long before it became obvious that the friendship had fizzled out, Catherine McPhee wanted nothing to do with Meghan. Kevin Costner has no time for Meghan. He thinks she's a joke. Kris Jenner and her clan are allegedly, apparently, also done with Meghan. Meghan is a rotten apple. She was one as a kid. Nanaki Pretty may have been a good friend, but I think Nanaki was perhaps rather timid as a child. But watching the videos taken at Nanaki's birthday party, it was clear that even then Meghan just sucked the life out of everything. Bossy, domineering, yet there was even then an elevated sense of self, but in a cheap, common, crude, crass way, more ghetto than Golden Mile. And now I apologize to the people living in the old neighborhoods. There are some nice, loving and kind mamas and sisters in the hood. Meghan is just not one of them. She is the type hustling for a light or a couple of dollars with her past and future hanging out. No degree, no role in a TV series could ever have given Meghan that it factor. There's no place for her in any palace, any royal residence. And each time her name is mentioned in the same sentence as any of the real royals, it is like it chips away at the veneer of their royal status. Truth, Meghan Markle and her husband is cheapening the monarchy. She is diminishing what it actually means to be elite. And you know, guys, being elite does not always mean money. It means class, it means style, and it means a certain way of life, a certain circle of friends. And Meghan has none of it. I watched a clip of Meghan and Harry proudly in his uniform with all his bottle tops on full display, and Meghan next to him, and it just did not look right. And I know some of my listeners will grab at straws and go, you are just being racist because I referred to the hood. No, I'm referring to a certain type, which you can also find in a certain district in Amsterdam or in Reeperbahn in Germany. Okay? Guys, I know I'm walking a thin line here by my own admission. So let's rather step away from it. Meghan Markle is a square peg in a round hole when it comes to the royal family and the British elite. She may have rehabilitated herself, which I sincerely doubt, but she still does not have and never will have the required finesse. It just is what it is. To illustrate, imagine Catherine, Princess Catherine, being filmed walking barefoot with a half-empty and open bottle of wine and a glass. Come on. The Queen will turn in her grave. No, she won't turn. She will spin. Imagine images of Catherine in sexy undies being distributed all over the world, or pictures of her with her legs around another guy. I mean, whether it was for a film or a series, we would not tolerate it, because one day Catherine will be queen, or at least she's married to someone in the line of succession. So we won't tolerate crass behavior from Catherine, but we are forced to tolerate it from Meghan. Why? All the damage Meghan did to the royal family in the House of Windsor and Charles' letter into his home. I do not think he's a better person for it. I think he's an idiot. Yes, indeed, I was the first to say he has to sit down with Harry. He has to sit down with his son, face to face. And I still stand by it. He has to have another Sandringham summit with Harry, because Harry has clearly forgotten the provisions made, the agreements reached on that day. Or maybe he thinks because the Queen is no longer around, he can do what he wants. And of course, every creator, every journalist are saying the same thing. Oh, you know, he is 77 and he has cancer. You know what? Joseph James D'Angelo, the Golden State Killer, was only caught at 72. Did people turn around and say, oh no, you can't arrest him, he's too old and feeble now? No, humans are supposed to be accountable for their actions until their last breath, unless, of course, they become of a feeble mind. So no, none of it is an excuse for Charles. He is responsible for the welfare of the crown and the welfare of not only one, but multiple nations. To allow someone like Meghan Markle to taint his life's work, his role, and the entire institution is just ridiculous. Lastly, by receiving the children, Charles acknowledged them as blood royals. Yet I and thousands of others have reminded Charles of the laws governing royal births, particularly the from the body part. And as far as I know to date, not one single doctor, obstetrician or midwife have actually admitted to witnessing Archie's birth. As a matter of fact, no one from the Portland ever admitted to Meghan actually giving birth there. Not a manager, not a head nurse, darn, not even a cleaner. With Lily, it is even worse. Yes, a doctor may have signed off or signed her supposed proof of life or whatever it's called, because whatever it's called, it's fake. That thing we saw is fake. The numbers up top do not match. Harry's real names aren't even on the certificate. It is a fake document. You can stand on your head and whistle Dixie. The laws of the United States and the United Kingdom and South Africa and Germany and any other country you can think of will tell you that document is fake. And then to top it all, the doctor who's supposedly signed that document closed her practice shortly after. According to the Act of Settlement, those children should not have any titles until them being born from the body of the wife of the blood prince has been proven and signed off on. Charles knows exactly what we are asking for. He's not completely stupid. He has seen newspapers, magazines, have been told about our videos, yet he still does not pay attention to the public and ignores the public, allows the children to be prince and princess without that proof of birth, and more recently also allowed them their HRH styling. Well, guys, if that is how it is, and that is how it's going to be, then all those illegitimate children should also now come claim their titles. Come on, Jason and all the others, Simon, whoever else out there. You want to tell me I'm being ridiculous? No. According to the current law, both Archie and Lily will be considered illegitimate if they were not born of the body. So, I mean, good for the goose, good for the gander. Then Simon and Jason and whoever else should also come claim their titles. Guys, people don't want to hear it, but that is exactly how important it is to have proof of Lily and Archie's birth. Anyway, guys, I'll be back soon. So until then, please take care and stay safe. Bye.